First of all, the identification of the Chilazon. It's important for us to distinguish Techeiles from the other dyed wolves that are mentioned in the Bible, Argaman and Tolat Shani. First of all, let me show you the creature called Kermes, which is a scale insect that lives on oak trees. And if you look carefully, I'll try and focus here. Yes, you can see in the glass there are little balls, small red-black balls, which are rolling around, and that is the Kermes from which the Tolat Shani color was made. You can see them very clearly now. They live and grow on oak trees in Israel and other countries, and from them the Tolat Shani was made, and the color of that dye is a shade of red called crimson. The second one is the Argaman in English Tyrian purple, and that is purely one chemical called dibromo indigo, which you saw in the video. And this is made from many species of marine mollusks, shellfish, in many parts of the world, in different seas around the world. Let me just show you what the Chilazon of the Argaman looks like. I think you can see that. Yes, there. Let me rotate it a bit so you can see the other side. This is the shellfish from which Argaman is made, Tyrian purple. And finally, we come to the Chilazon from which Techeiles is made. This is the banded dye Murex, or Murex trunculus. Here she is. And you can see one side is the other side. This is called in English the banded dye Murex. This shellfish lives purely in the Mediterranean Sea and the adjacent Atlantic coasts. Now, how do we understand the words of Maimonides, of Rambam, when he writes regarding the Chilazon of Techeiles, B'yam hamelach hu matzui. The Chilazon is found in the Salt Sea. He is not talking about the Dead Sea, which we are familiar with today, which we call Yam HaMelech in modern Hebrew, but he's talking about the Mediterranean. And he is saying that only in the Mediterranean in the salt water, can this Chilazon live and be caught. The interesting thing is that the words B'yam HaMelech hu matzui, he is found in the Salt Sea, is actually the way the Rambam understood the words of the Gemara on the same issue, but there it says, Oleh achat l'shivim shana. The Chilazon comes up once in 70 years. And this has been regarded just as an exaggeration, but really the Maimonides solves the problem of coming up once in 70 years, which can't be describing some real creature. What he's saying is the Chilazon comes up once in 70 years. In other words, it never comes up. If you wait 70 years, you may see it. What he's saying is that it's all the time, it's in the sea, it never comes up. And therefore, this Chilazon, which we have, which I just showed you, as in the video, this Chilazon is only found in the Mediterranean Sea. The second problem with the words of our sources is the words of the Gemara regarding the Chilazon, but gufo dome layam. Its body is similar to the sea. This is usually given to understand the color of its body, and the color of the shell is similar to that of the sea. But I've just showed you, and you saw before in the video, that this shellfish is its shell the color of the sea. To me, it looks just off-white, a little cream color, and that's it. So how could this ever be called having a body color similar to that of the sea? The fact of the matter is that this shellfish and the ones you saw before have been cleaned from biological fouling. All kinds of creatures which in their natural state live and multiply on the shell. And I have here an example of this. You can see in this shell fish, which actually is one of those from which we make argaman. You can see that the shellfish on the shell on the outside is covered with beautiful colors, which are similar to the biological fouling which you find on the stones and on the rocks on the seabed all around Israel. And therefore, it's difficult for the divers who are collecting the chilazonot to distinguish between the actual shellfish and the stones and rocks around it. And that is the meaning of gufot domeh layam. It is similar to the sea. And you may say to me, just a minute, the sea is water. What color is water? Haha, that is not the meaning of sea in this case, because we have in the temple we had a structure called Yam Shel Shlomo, the basin of Shlomo, which was used for washing. That Yam means a basin of Solomon, and therefore Gufot Domeh Layam, its body, its shell, is similar in color to the sea bed.